Hello joyful tribe and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. In today's video I share how to make party jollof rice. If you're looking to get that authentic party smoky jollof rice effect without making it in bulk, then you should watch this video. I have bell peppers here. I have taken out the seed. I have some paprika pepper, some onion, tomatoes. I don't use a lot of tomatoes for my jollof rice. Some Scotch bonnet for heat and some garlic. So this one is one garlic bunch. What I did was cut off the head. I'm going to drizzle some oil over the pepper mix like this and then roast in the oven for about an hour. If you don't have an oven, don't worry. Use a non-stick pan, add some oil to it, place your pepper face down and let it roast on very low heat until you see it turn a little bit charred. To achieve a really delicious jollof rice, you need rich broth. Now to get my stock, I'm using some hard chicken and some goat meat. They have the same cooking time, that's why I'm cooking them together. Now I've added some grated onion, garlic and ginger. I'm going to now add some curry powder, thyme, some seasoning cubes, salt and some black pepper. I'm going to stir this around really well and then cover for it to steam for about 10 minutes before I now come back and add water. So this was roughly 15 minutes later. I'm going to now come back and stir on this. Now you can see it has released some moisture. If you're patient enough, you can let this dry back into the meat before you now add water. But I'm going to add water right away. So add water and let this cook until it is soft. So to roast this, my oven's direction was to use broil on low, which was what I did, and this took around 1 hour. So let's say you don't have that setting, you'd use 365 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 to 50 minutes, but I did this for about an hour and this is what I have. Now I'm going to transfer this into the blender now and blend until it is smooth. One major thing this process will do is give your jollof rice that delicious smoky flavor that you will not normally get except you're going to burn your rice. Okay, even though jollof rice is going to burn anyway, quote unquote, yeah, but with this process you will always have smoky jollof rice, especially if you're going to use a non-stick pot. Try this process. Now everything is in there, the garlic, the pepper, the tomatoes. Blend until it is smooth. Something else to look out for is the thickness of the pepper mix. This means it is halfway cooked already, so that when you're frying, you don't have to fry forever. In a short while, it is done. At this time, I check on the meat. It is properly cooked, both the goat meat and the hard chicken. They are both done. I'm going to take it out and set it aside. Now, you can use either of both. You can use only chicken or only goat meat, but I really like the way goat meat makes my jollof rice taste, so I thought to add this. Now I'm going to sieve this stock and set it aside because we'll need it later. In another pot, I'll heat up some oil for the chicken. I'm going to deep fry the chicken, but you may choose to air fry this or even bake in the oven. But let me tell you, we need flavor. The oil I'm going to use for the jollof rice is this same oil I'm using to fry the chicken. That way we're already building on flavor. So add one onion in there as well for extra flavor, of course. Once your chicken is dry to your likeness, scoop it out and set it aside. Continue to fry the rest of the chicken until everything is done. Today's hug is for Sub Sharon watching from Cameroon. I'm glad you love the recipes. Please let me know where you're watching from so I can send you a hug in my next video. Also, if this is your first time here, I want to specially thank you for clicking to watch this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and share before you go. And to my returning subscribers, I love you. Thank you for always coming back to watch. So after frying, I'm going to now clean the oil. If you have not blended your peppers, you can add this to your pepper and blend so it's not a waste. But since I already blended my pepper, I'm going to throw this out. Meanwhile, I already have some rice soaking in hot water for about 7 minutes now. This is how I like to do my rice when I'm cooking jollof rice. You can parboil it, but be sure you know your timing. You want it to be al dente. so you don't end up with soggy jollof rice. You eat it alone. All right, so at this time I'm going to take out that water, add salt, and then rinse multiple times until the water runs clear. Alright, let's make the jollof proper. In another pot, I'm going to add some of that oil we used to fry the chicken. Once it heats up again, I go in with some chopped onion. You want to fry this for about 2 minutes until it becomes fragrant. For that popping red color, you need tomato paste. I have this here. I'm going to use not all of it. I have on the screen the amount I used and in the description box as well. So you want to fry this together with the onion now for another 7 to 10 minutes or even more, depending on how fast the tanginess gets off. Now you know it is ready when it starts to taste really sweet. Also, you want to do this on medium-low heat so it doesn't burn, and you want to stir frequently. You don't want to leave it to go anywhere at all. Okay, it will burn easily, so keep stirring until it starts to taste sweet. Alright, so I have tasted the tomato paste and it is tasting sweet now, and it looks separated, which means it is ready. I'm going to now go in with our blended pepper mix. You can see how thick it is. I also rinsed out the jar and added the water in it to loosen it up a little bit. Now I'm going to stir well to combine everything together. At some point I saw that I needed a bit more oil because the paste was just too thick. I added water first, then went in with oil later. You want this to fry and not boil, so I added a bit more oil and continued frying. Also, my gas was on medium heat. You don't want this to be too high so it doesn't burn. Alright, so to season, I'll go in with some thyme, some curry powder, white pepper. White pepper is very delicious in jollof rice. Some bay leaf or rosemary, some paprika. At this time my camera stopped recording, I didn't know. So what I added was paprika, seasoning cube, and ginger powder. I'm going to stir on this and then continue to fry for about 10 minutes. I was doing this with intervals, come back every now and then and stir. Even though one time I went for too long and it started to burn, but it was not so bad. At this time, the aroma here was so intense, you guys. I felt like just dipping my bread into it and enjoying it. It was that tempting. So once oil flows to the top, you know it is ready. Like I said, please make sure you're always stirring. You can see mine was burning, but it was not bad. At this time, oil have floated to the top. It is ready. What I like to do now is scoop out some of the pepper mix, and 2 reasons why I like to do this. Number one, just in case you have too much sauce, this is a good time to save some of it. And number two, adding that sauce towards the end of your cooking kind of revives everything again and gives it that extra flavor. Now I've added my rice, which was washed, I showed you earlier. I'm going to stir on this first and then go in with our meat stock. Remember our meat stock that I asked you to save? Add it now. Now once you add the meat stock, you can now taste and adjust with seasoning or salt if necessary. Just make sure you add your meat stock first. Remember the meat stock was properly seasoned. Okay, so I didn't need to add anything, so I'm going to cover and allow this cook for the first 15 minutes on medium heat. The amount of liquid you use for your jollof rice is also very important, and this depends on how you prepared your rice. If you parboiled it, please use very little amount of water. But with the way I did it, you want the liquid to be at the same level with the rice or slightly above the rice if you're using my method. Now, after 15 minutes, this is what we have. I'm going to stir on this now and then cover with some parchment paper or foil paper, and the aim is to trap the steam in there to cook the rice. Like I always say, you don't need a lot of water for your jollof rice, you need steam. If you're still watching, this is a good time to please click the like button, subscribe and turn your bell notification on if you haven't already. Thank you. After a solid 30 minutes, something told me to check on our rice. I did, and our rice was completely done at this point. I'm going to take away the parchment paper and stir on the rice. When you're cooking jollof rice, you can't help but stir. You want to make sure that every part of the rice is cooked, otherwise some part will be strong, some part will be soft. Now once you do this, you're sure the rice is done, then it is. Finally, I like to go in with some sliced onion, tomatoes and butter. These three things just help complete the magic we've made. They just add one special effect to jollof rice that I cannot really explain. I know the butter adds some shine to it, and yeah. So I'm going to stir this, cover so the butter can melt in for about 2 minutes. Come back again, stir, and our jollof rice is ready. You guys, tell me you can perceive this jollof rice from the screen. It is nose blinding and very sweet. Now, so it doesn't look like we're eating only carbohydrates. I'm going to add some peas and some carrots, okay? So for my fit farm people, add peas and carrots for balanced diet. Okay, so once I add this, stir and take it off the heat immediately. And that is it. I hope you try this recipe out. Let me know how well it turns out for you. Send me your pictures on Instagram and I'll see you guys in my next one. But wait. You remember that sauce we saved earlier? I added it at the end and then stirred everything. Finally, our rice is now ready. Okay, serve and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.